What's up and what's going on, fellow fanatics? And how's everybody doing this evening? We are going to get into a few things, and sorry I'm late. Had some technical difficulties, but when do we not have technical difficulties on this end? How's everybody doing today? Appreciate everybody being here. The ones that are coming in, the ones that left and came back because we're late. But appreciate everybody being here this evening. There are a few things we're going to get into. So obviously the Thunderbolts trailer dropped. We'll get into that. The Sinners trailer for Ryan Coogler's Sinners trailer dropped. We're going to get into that. We are going to also get into some of the topics there. What were our topics? Damson Idris is being looked at for Jon Stewart in the DC universe and James Gunn's new DC universe. And we are also going to talk about some of the changes that Bo DeMeo is talking about that are going to be made to Xmen 97 Season 2, something that I was a little bit concerned about when they had announced that they had fired him. And then the other thing that we will also talk about, I think that was it, actually. Oh, the Mandalorian as well. Sorry, I got dumbass people outside. The Mandalorian and Grogu is receiving not receiving a season 4 after their film. So we're gonna get into all those things, chat a little bit, and not here for a long time. Here for a good time though. And we're gonna try to keep these topics actually sanctioned to a time frame. So we'll see how we do on that. Let's start with the let's get the Star Wars news out first. Actually, no, we'll start with them. We will start with the lanterns. Okay, so Damson Idris is being reported to be a front runner for Jon Stewart. This is coming from My Time to Shine Hello. My Time to Shine Hello tweeted out that Jon Stewart is going to also be the main lantern in James Gunn's new DCU. This is something that I'm actually really excited about. I know that there is a very clear split when it comes to fans when you ask them, who do you look at as the Green Lantern in the DC universe? When you hear Green Lantern in the DC universe, who do you think of? Some people say Hal. Personally, I say John. And that's not like you're saying that because John's the black. No, that's not why. I grew up with John more than I grew up with Hal. Being introduced to John from the Justice League animated series, and then, of course, Justice League Unlimited, and then there were some of the other things I was introduced to John through. I just spent more time with John than I did with Hal. And that's not to say I do not like Hal. I do like Hal, but when I think of who my Green Lantern is, it is Jon Stewart for sure. So this is really cool for me that Jon Stewart, and we kind of already knew this. We knew from when they announced that they were doing the Green Lantern series on HBO Max that it was going to be centered around Jon Stewart. We knew that Hal Jordan was going to be in. It's going to be a detective type, mystery type series, and it's supposed to lead the series is going to lead into the further the DCU into films and things like that. So we know that was coming and everything like that, but we didn't know who was going to be playing or who they were looking at to play Jon Stewart. It looks like the front runner for Jon Stewart is Damson Idris, and this is what comicbook.com had to say. They said earlier this week, the somewhat surprising news that Kyle Chandler is obviously going to be playing our Hal Jordan instead of the rumors when it was going to be Ewan McGregor or when it was going to be why am I blanking on names? Thanos, Josh Brolin, and Josh Brolin turned it down. And I remember when that was going around, I had said I didn't think Brolin had it to be Hal Jordan. I just don't see Brolin as Hal. Brolin's more the serious type, and Hal jokes a lot. Not a lot like, obviously not like Kyle, but Hal jokes a lot. So I never saw Brolin as Hal. But then it goes on to say that he was in talks to play the veteran Green Lantern Hal Jordan in the upcoming HBO Lantern series when it broke. And then he said it goes on to say we may now know one of the actors in contention to join him, the younger inexperienced hero he takes under his wing. According to My Time to Shine Hello, Damson Idris, 33 years old, is one of the 5 actors being looked at for the role of Jon Stewart. Idris is an up-and-coming British actor best known for playing the lead in John Singleton's crime drama Snowfall, which debuted on FX in 2017 and ended in 2023 after 6 seasons. He played the co-lead in the Netflix 2021 sci-fi action From Outside the Wire. This isn't the first time we've heard Idris's name brought up in connection with characters as comic book writer Tom King, who is working on the show, recently started following him and Aaron Pierre. I remember I've seen this is not. I don't want to say I remember because it was like just last week, but everybody's been saying that they want Aaron Pierre to be. He plays in the Netflix film Rebel Ridge. I believe he's playing Mufasa's voice in the Mufasa film or whatever. People saying they wanted him to be John. No, not for me personally, just because John needs to be darker skinned. John is not a light skinned brother, and I do not want a light skinned brother playing John. So he's a good actor. He just was never John to me. But people have been petitioning for him, as they go on to say on social media, leading to speculation that they might be in the mix. We have also heard that Elvis star Kelvin Harrison Jr. is up for the role. Now, when I heard that Damson Idris was possibly going to be getting the role, it's cool. I mean, I do want Damson. That'd be cool if Damson did get the role as the younger, more inexperienced Lantern in John. But be honest with you, he is in my top 3 that I want to be T'Challa in the MCU. And if DC got him, good on James Gunn. But if they did get him and Marvel, wasted their time and not recasting T'Challa, and you're losing good actors because James Gunn is scooping these actors up. Who's to say that he hasn't had talks with some of the names that we've wanted to join the MCU as T'Challa? Damson Idris is now one of them. Damson Idris has not, he's been rumored to have conversations with Marvel. In what capacity, we don't know. For what hero, we don't know. It's been rumored to be T'Challa, and he is still rumored to be the one most recently that Marvel, rumored wise, grain of salt, has spoken to portray the King of Wakanda. But we don't know that for sure. So if Marvel is dragging their feet on recasting T'Challa, and James Gunn is over there trying to build this universe, trying to build it to compete with Marvel's universe, they're wasting their time. All the names we've named are getting scooped up. And it sounds like, from what we've heard in recent rumors about Superman and what they've shown and what some test screenings have been, it's fantastic, and it's going to blow people away. So, and that's just rumored wise. We don't really know that for sure until it comes out. But it's also rumored that, what film is it that's coming out? There's a movie coming out that it's supposed to be in, the trailer's supposed to be in front of. It's in November, it's in December of this year. November, December. I can't remember which one it is, but that's a rumor as well. We don't know that for sure. But I am looking forward to the Green Lantern series that is going to be coming on HBO Max. And if Damson Idris does portray John Stewart, I do like that. There are other names that I could also see as John Stewart. Personally, I know a lot of people say they want Trevant Rhodes to be T'Challa in the MCU, but I also really see Trevant playing John Stewart. To me, he looks like John. I could really see that. And to me, he has the more better build than Damson. Not to say that Damson can't put on the muscle to play John Stewart. He has that build better to me. But as always, questions for you guys. So let me know down below what you guys are thinking. Are you excited for the HBO Max Green Lantern series? I think out of everything coming outside of Brave and the Bold and Superman, that is the most thing I'm excited for, is the Lanterns HBO Max series. And with this being on HBO Max, we know that HBO Max really does a good job when it comes to production, when it comes to the things that they put out, when it comes to series. You look at The Last of Us, you look at Game of Thrones, you look at House of Dragon, all very, 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 very well done and very well acclaimed by critics and viewers alike. So I'm excited for this, but like I said, let me know what you guys are thinking down below in the comments, and we'll go to the comments and see what you guys are saying. Stamina, appreciate you being here. Naries, appreciate it. Zen, appreciate you being here. Groovy, appreciate it. I know some of you were up here earlier. Brother Stark, appreciate it. Stamina said notifications. Oh, I gotta do comments over here. Screen's too small. Okay. Stamina said notifications. Scoot, London Colin, appreciate you being here. Brother Stark said Grogu ain't never gonna grow up. Nope, we're gonna get to that too. Derpy Entertainment said I say John. Ty Valentine said what up. Planet Fanatics, appreciate you being here. He also said John Stewart all the way. Raymond said, is this a repeat, a rerun? Do my eyes deceive me? No, I told you I'd be here on Wednesday. I'm trying to keep up with my schedule. Xavier said what up. Planet Fanatics, appreciate you being here. Derpy Entertainment said, I do want Damson Idris. Yeah, Damson's not bad. He's not bad. Again, I really, Is there like any fan art of Trevant as John? I don't think so, but I think he really has that look. Ty said, "I'll take Damson for Jon Stewart over T'Challa." I know a lot of you guys aren't. A lot of people don't want Damson as T'Challa. I think I'm in that minority that could see him as T'Challa. He's not my top. He's not my top. My top is Aldous Hodges, but and that's even a name that, who's to say James Gunn has had conversations with Aldous to come over to the DCU. So we'll see. Brother Stark also said Marvel ain't getting Aldous or Damson for Black Panther 3. No, I don't believe that either. Derpy Entertainment said, I don't want Aaron. No, just too light. Too light. Too light of a brother to play John. Raymond said, I wanted Sterling K. Brown. I don't see Damson as Jon Stewart. I don't really, like I said, I could see it, but then I don't, but I could. Sterling K. Brown, I don't know about him as John either. Derpy Entertainment said Damson and Trevant, anybody but Aaron. Joel said, I want Damson as Black Panther. Okay, so Joel's on that minority side with me and wanting him as Black Panther. Ty said Sterling is a good choice as Jon Stewart. Sterling not. Brother Stark said Trevant could play Steel. He could. I could see some others as Steel too, though. But he could. Derpy Entertainment said too old. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking about Sterling K. Knight when Raymond said it. Too old. Bird said, what's good? Appreciate you being here. Not Again 90 said someone dope with charisma for Black Panther. Yeah, that too. Bird said we need Damson for Black Panther. All right, we got 3. Critical Mass said okay, we got 4 of us. Bird said Damson has so he does. I think so. I really do. I think he does. AJ said, how about Eddie Murphy? And then Kevin Davis said, Warner Bros. DC don't show enough diversity and inclusion in their films and TV shows. I think that's a lot of different TV companies that don't show a lot of diversity and inclusion in their TV shows. But we'll move on to the next topic now. Moving on to the next topic. Let's see. That's going to be... did I do the Mando and Grogu one? Let me pull that back up. We'll do the Mando and Grogu deal here for Star Wars. All right. All right. So the Mandalorian and Grogu is something that I think, correct me if I'm wrong, launched Disney Plus in 2018. I remember subscribing to Disney Plus strictly because of the Mandalorian and Grogu. When Disney acquired Star Wars in 2015, I was super excited. I could not wait because the maker, George Lucas, after Episode 3 said he was done. There was going to be no more Star Wars, and he was right. He was done. There was going to be no more Star Wars. We weren't going to see anything else from it, and that was just it. Now, of course, we've got animated series and things like that ever since, or even before Disney acquired, we had the Clone Wars that was going on Cartoon Network, then it switched over to Disney, and then, of course, you got Rebels from Disney, and I adore Rebels. I think Rebels is great. But with the, acquiring of Star Wars, we got some shit with Star Wars. But before we got that with Disney, we got the really, 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 really phenomenal first season of The Mandalorian. That first episode, I remember watching it thinking, this is fucking great. And I just thought to myself, if this is what we're getting in the hands of Disney, keep it coming, please, please, please. But obviously we are where we are now. But Mandalorian Grogu, great. That second season, it was not as good as that first season, but it still was a really good season. Of course, there's the season finale that when Luke showed up, I don't know, I guess it really depends on the type of Star Wars fan you are, if you really flipped out when you saw Luke, but Luke is like that rarity in Star Wars. It's crazy to be one of the main characters of Star Wars. We rarely see him in Star Wars, anything. So when seeing him actually show up, even though the CGI was a little choppy, it didn't matter. Seeing him show up, it was really, really dope. Then you got to season 3 of The Mandalorian, and Jesus Christ, it was just awful. It was really bad. I don't even think I finished season 3 of The Mandalorian. Then we've got D23 that just rolled around, and they showed us a clip of they showed us a few clips from what we can expect from the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And it does look like it's going to be really dope. I think that Dave Filoni obviously knows exactly what he's doing, being right under George Lucas when George Lucas was in charge. He learned everything he learned and knows from George. He still speaks with George. He was, like I said, George's understudy. He is basically George 2.0. But so I know in Dave's hands, this can be something that is really, really well done. But what we're hearing now is that after this film, there's not going to be a season 4. According to Daniel RPK, Din Djarin will show up in other Star Wars projects, and what other Star Wars projects and what capacity that is going to be, I'm not sure. At one point, I had a whole theory of what they were doing and what I thought they were going to do with the Filoni universe, the Mandoverse, or whatever. We had the Book of Boba Fett that I thought was going to lead into something it didn't. So I'm not going to go into all the threads, but I thought that this was all going to lead to some type of dark empire or, some type of something like that. Something that and it still could be. There's still the theories. There's still Thrawn coming into the new galaxy that's supposed to be playing a role in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. So we really just don't know. I'm not going to get my hopes up for it. I'm not going to try to speculate until I see more come out from the movie about exactly what Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau got going on. But there's not going to be a season 4 so far from what we're hearing. And this is what who is this? This is Comic Book News or Cosmic News had to say. They said a rumor offers that Mandalorian Grogu movie will wrap up Mando's arc in the Disney Star Wars universe. According to Scuba Daniel RPK, the flick will be the last with no additional movies or new seasons of The Mandalorian. Goes on to say reportedly the Mandalorian season 4 has become the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. So according to the rumor, the film will not lead into a new project. However, it is said there are still plans for Mando to appear in a Star Wars universe, just not in his own shows or movies. And then what does the rumor say? It says, according to Scuba Daniel RPK via the Star Wars Holocron Fan X account, The Mandalorian and Grogu will reportedly be the last chapter of the series/show with no future movies or seasons planned. Din Djarin is said to appear in future Star Wars projects after the conclusion of his own show. Then it says The Mandalorian and Grogu gets released on May 22nd, 2026, directed by Jon Favreau, which the star Pedro Pascal and the titular role Sigourney Weaver has also joined the cast. So, these are kind of things we already knew. We knew Sigourney Weaver was going to be in the film. We don't really know anything about the film of what it's going to be about. I don't know. I said this the last time we talked about Star Wars. It's not about to be a winded thing at all. I just take a break. And maybe that is what they're doing. Maybe that's why they're not doing a season 4. If you look at it, there has been a lot of things being canceled over. I mean, this is not new. It's not new that things get canceled over at Lucasfilm, but there are a lot of things being canceled over at Lucasfilm. I don't know if that means we're about to shift into some type of new era. That's why some of the things that were on the table are getting canceled, and maybe they're trying to map a new plan out on how we are actually going to get people excited to go to a galaxy far, far away again. Because right now, like I said, as much as I would love to see Samuel Jackson come back in the role of Mace Windu, and how many times we as Star Wars fans have theorized and talked with one another about how cool it would be to see Mace Windu come back in some type of one-off series or movie or something like that. I wouldn't even entertain that conversation in the current hands that it was Lucasfilm. I wouldn't. I don't want to see them continuously fuck up characters, continuously fuck up canon, continuously fuck up theories, continuously fuck up our love. And I'm not going to say I'm like they have taken away my love for Star Wars. They can never do that. But I'm not going to entertain the bullshit anymore. So, am I excited for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie? That is yet to be seen. Does it look like it's going to be a good film? Yes, it does. So far from what we've seen from just the little clips, it looked action-packed. I even posted on Twitter, this actually looks like Star Wars, because next to that, we got what's it called? The Skeleton Crew. That's what that shit is called. So we'll see. I don't know. If you are a Star Wars fan and you've been kicked in the nuts as much as I have and the rest of us have, and you're excited or you're hearing some of these rumors that things are being canceled, it may not be as bad as what we think it is. It really may not be as bad as what we think it is. There may be a shift happening over at Lucasfilm to where we're just getting rid of some bullshit and maybe getting rid of some people that should not be in office. And by people, we know who I'm talking about, Kathleen Kennedy. So not really much there on this outside of there's not going to be a season 4, not going to be anything more after this film. But we'll see what you guys are saying down below in the comments. Let's see. Kevin said, Star Wars, the Mandalorian movie, will be a success. Yeah, of course. I don't think there's a Star Wars film that has ever been in theaters that has not been a success. Even the Solo film, I believe the Solo film still did not do bad numbers wise. Now, critic wise and opinion wise, people hate that movie. But the openings and things and like that for the theaters, I don't think there's a Star Wars film that has not done well in theaters. I could be wrong on that. Jedi Mike 7 said, yep, it did its time for it to end, honestly. Yeah, it did. AJ said, my first time catching it live. Your channel is dope, brother. Send in love from Canada. Hey, definitely appreciate it so very much. That means a lot. Appreciate you. Brother Stark said, Grogu needs to grow up and make a new Jedi Order. Fuck the Rey movie. Make Grogu an adult. We don't have 50 years of cooing. So we don't have 50 years of a cooing little baby. And I agree with that too. I don't know what, that's my thing with this. Like, so what, I didn't want to get into it, but the whole thing got fucked up in season 2. I think that's why season 3 was so fucked up, or this whole thing got fucked up in, season 2. That's why season 3 was so fucked, because you had him go with Luke, which I think was a story that they wanted to do. They wanted to have him be with Luke. They wanted to have Luke train him, have him grow up, become a Jedi and things like that. But then we know that Kathleen came in and Disney. This was rumors way back, because I remember them specifically saying on Reddit that Grogu was going to be in some type of Iron Man suit, and I was like, an Iron Man suit. And if you go back and you watch the episode, I think it was the season finale of the Mandalorian season 3, he's in some type of walker Iron Man. It opens up in the middle type suit type deal. And I remember at the time thinking, why is he not with Luke? Why is he back with, the Mandalorian? I don't understand. Because we thought after Luke grabbed in that was going to start a new journey, and I think that's maybe what they wanted to do. But we are still hanging out with Grogu and Mando. And Grogu's still not speaking, still cooing, still making no type of sentences or anything like that. So I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not. That's why I said it's yet to be seen how excited I am for this show or this movie. Let's see. Bird said Luke showing up was so dope. Peak power. Yeah, it was great. It's great. Xavier said, I thought Grogu going off with Luke was an excellent decision. And then KK. Yeah, exactly. Then KK happened. Exactly. Uncle Ben said season 3 destroyed my love for the series. That's a great way of saying it. And then he said, I downsized majority of my Mando merch. I would say that is a very good way of saying it. It definitely took away my love for the series. I won't say obviously never my love for Star Wars, but definitely my love for the series. Josiah Allen said, what did you fanatics? Missed y'all. Appreciate you being here. He said, Yolanda Noel for T'Challa or Trevant Rhodes. Brother Stark said, Taika Waititi Star Wars film, Patty Jenkins Star Wars film, Bo-Katan rumored series, James Mangold film, Game of Thrones writer series, Lando movie or series, Rey movie, episode 10, all on pause. And that is true. Recently, Daisy Ridley just did an interview, and she said, if I didn't think there was a story, I wouldn't come back to do it. But the thing is, I thought in another interview she said that she doesn't know the story. She doesn't know anything right now. But hey, if she likes it, I love it. So if they're doing the Rey movie, hoorah. Kevin said, even if Kathleen Kennedy leaves Lucasfilm, people still going to complain. Possibly so. But if you put somebody in there like a Dave or somebody that actually, understands what we as fans are wanting to see, because I don't care who you are, that season 7 of Clone Wars is, minus the sisters arc, the sisters with Ahsoka, you take that shit out, that is a phenomenal season. Clone Wars is phenomenal, and that's all by Dave, because Dave knows what he's doing. Dave is counseled and talked to by George, so I definitely trusted in Dave's hands more than anything. Josiah Allen said, I think from everything that's been talked about, it seems Star Wars is trending in the right direction. Hopefully. And Kevin also said Star Wars focus going to be Skeleton Crew and or season 2, Ahsoka season. He's not wrong on that at all. That's exactly going to be the slate that they're going to be focusing on outside of the Grogu and Mandalorian movie. And then however that's it. Raymond said, I know a old lady who looks like Grogu. And what's up, Professor Film Fan? So we'll move to the next thing here. And the next thing is going to be Xmen 97. Xmen 97 is season 2, according to Bo DeMayo, is going to be changed to where Onslaught and Apocalypse are not going to be the story in season 3 at all. And if you remember, when they said that Bo was fired, I said that was one of my concerns for season 2 or season 3. Because at first they said that season 2 obviously is done. It's not going to be touched or anything like that. I think it's going to be, some things are going to be revised, but it's pretty much done for what Bo did. But season 3, obviously he's not on season 3, so the story that they're doing, I guess they're just going to abandon that story. That's not unlike Marvel or anything under the MCU umbrella. They abandoned the Kang story when things went wrong, and it looks like they're now going to abandon the Onslaught and Apocalypse story since things have gone wrong as well. But this is what comicbook.com is saying about it. They said, yesterday we learned that X-Men 97 Season 2 is unlikely to premiere on Disney Plus until 2026. The reason supposedly boils down to rewrites, a surprise following reports the second batch of episodes was pretty much finished. And that's what I was talking about when Bo even said that. Bo said that it was, that season was done. They weren't going to touch anything, but now looks like they're going to go back and revise some things. It says, as you'd expect, former showrunner Bo DeMayo isn't happy if you believe Marvel Studios was fired. If you believe Marvel Studios, he was fired for sexual misconduct. His story is that it was retaliation for calling out their racist, unethical practices. Either way, he's hit back by by revealing his scrapped plans for season 2 and beyond. Bo DeMayo started by confirming that the original plan was that Onslaught to appear in the season 2 finale. The way he puts it, Marvel Animation wasn't on board with his ambitious ideas for one of the X-Men's most formidable iconic foes. And I guess this is below. Someone said to him, "Oh God, I hope season 2 is lit because IDK how I'm a feel about season 2 if they deviate too much from what you framed in season 2." From then Bo DeMayo replied, from what I'm hearing, the one director and exec who fought me and anyone else who loved the comics at every turn during season 1, he tossed most of what I had planned out. At one point, the execs were pushing Emma and Logan being a couple. Why? I don't think I've seen people saying, how do we know Bo's telling the truth? But why would he get on? Why lie about that? I feel like, why lie about some, like Emma and Logan being a couple, or some of the other things that he was saying that some of the execs were wanting to put in the show? Like if you go back and you look at some of the things they were talking about with Storm, when he was talking about Storm on Twitter, he was saying how, this is the conversation he said that he had with people in the Marvel rooms, execs and things like that. They were pushing for Storm to be that darker skin color. And if you remember, the actress that plays, her name is Amanda Seeley, I think. If she plays the voice actress that plays Storm, she did that interview where she was talking about, the most thing that she was excited about was the complexion change for Storm. She was like, if you look at her from the 90s show and you look at her from 97, she got a tan. She got the complexion she wanted. Well, I guess Bo, from his words, had to fight for that complexion in the writers' rooms. He says that when they were talking about making Storm darker, they were making jokes like saying, well, how can we make her darker? If you make her darker, no one's going to see her, and things like that, and blah, blah, blah. There was other things he was saying, and I'm doing a video for that. So that's its own individual video that's coming out. I'm actually working on that currently. So I'm putting out something for that. But he goes on and talks about that. And my thing is, he has no reason to lie. He has no reason to get on here and make up a lie like that. To make up a lie like they wanted Emma and Logan together, or they said, how are we going to see Storm if you make her darker? I don't feel like now, if he's sitting on Twitter and just pulling out lies, they said this, they said that, I just don't feel like, why make something like that a lie? So I feel like he is telling the truth when he says some of the things he's saying about what went on in those writers' rooms. They go on to say, so they're changing Bo DeMayo's script. Shit finna go left, SMH. Bo said, yep, pretty sad. Season 2 is also only 9 episodes because of this and them canning my Onslaught /AOA finale. But Marvel loves shooting themselves in the foot, especially with certain directors and execs pushing them backwards. We know better than the comics agenda, X-Men 97. And again, we know that he's not lying there on that one. We have heard executive producer Nate Moore quoted saying, if people come into our writers' rooms and know the comics, that's a red flag for us. We'd rather people come in with fresh and new ideas. That's not what the fuck people want to see. Us as fans, we're not wanting your fresh and new fucking ideas. All we just want you to do is take the comic, take that and adapt that into a film, not with your fresh and new ideas. Take the comic and adapt that into a film. It's not hard to do. Not hard to do at all. But we do know that that is very true, that they do over at Marvel Studios throw up a red flag if you know the comics. If you know the comics, that's not a good look for them. And it's very obvious in phases 4 and 5 that if you knew the comics or you wanted to do anything that was free and on your own, you were welcome. But if you knew comics, no. That's why you got what you got in Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, what you got in She-Hulk, and all the other shit shows that they delivered to us. So he's definitely not lying there. This person said the onslaught that we've also seen in Marvel vs. Capcom. He said yes. He said, trust me, the crew who were fans of myself were furious when certain execs came in after letting me write the script, knowing they were going to canon, and said they had cooled on the idea. And I was being too ambitious. Some execs who gave the less gay notes. And then he says, there's a reason I'm trying to speak out on this. The stuff that happened was insane, and some of these people's names have already been ID'd on Reddit. Then he goes on to say, people like me are, or this person said, people like me are dying to see AOA and Onslaught. Would have been epic, and they wonder why their projects are having diminishing returns. You gave us what we wanted to see, so hats off to you. And that is something I can say too. No matter, you go back and you look at the conversations before X-Men 97, there were a lot of people, those typical people, those miserable people that were like, oh, this is dead on arrival, and I can tell you why. I'm not going to get into the blah, 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 X, Y, and Z, what they were saying. But after episode 5, even after episode 1, none of the people that were saying those things online were coming out with a YouTube video after the episode saying X-Men 97 is this and this is why, and you should hate it and they hate you and da 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 da. No, nobody was doing that, because actually some of them even came back and apologized and said, I don't remember who exactly it was, but someone tweeted out, I was wrong in my initial thoughts of what X-Men 97 was going to be. This show is absolutely phenomenal. And as I said, and as all of us said when we watched it, outside of the things that we have our issues with when it comes to the lack of color in X-Men 97, the show itself sticks true to what and who the X-Men are. It was a phenomenal show. I still say to this day, it is the best thing that has been done since Endgame. It's great. It is a great show. It has rewatchability, and Bo really did do a good job on the writing. And so when it comes to what he's saying there about them loving to shoot themselves in the foot, and hats off to him, everybody was saying the same thing. He gave us what we wanted. And when you're giving the fans what they ask for, when you're giving fans what they want, we've had this conversation before. That's why there's no such thing as superhero fatigue. You look at X-Men, not X-Men. Well, yeah, you look at X-Men 97 and you look at Deadpool and Wolverine. What came out before Deadpool and Wolverine? What movie was it? The Marvels, I think? I think it was the Marvels. You look at what the Marvels did. No one gave a flying fuck about the Marvels. No one. Not a person. And it's not because, we hate Brie Larson. Or, you guys hate women-led superhero films. Or, you guys are all misogynistic in this. No, it's none of that. It's none of that. It's none of that. I love Carol in the comics. I think Carol is absolutely dope in the comics, but it's how you handle Carol. And when you've come in with like Marvel Studios trying to handle Carol the way that they've been trying to handle Carol, well, you get the shit that you get. When you handle certain characters the way that you want to handle them, instead of handling the way that the audience, the fans, the ones that are putting the money in your pockets want you to handle them, you're going to get the shit that you get. And Bo DeMayo gave fans what we wanted in X-Men 97. Again, the nitpicks, which I have, of course, you guys know, we were one of the first ones to blow the whistle. We were one of the first ones on YouTube to blow the whistle As soon as I put out that video, I think that's my most disliked video actually on YouTube. We got so many dislikes. We got so many comments, people telling us, oh, here comes the complaining. I hate black people like this. You want to complain. Go look at the comments. Got so much hate. So we were one of the first ones to blow the whistle. But those issues aside, the show was still phenomenal. Still phenomenal. He said, Bo said, yeah, sorry guys, but when Marvel protects a director who openly discriminates against anyone who isn't like them, writes off Claremont as an old white man whose stories we shouldn't be adapting and instead do our own versions, what do you expect? Well, I mean, and then they go on to say it also sounds like DeMeo planned to take X-Men 97 down a much darker route, which even before his dismissal, Marvel was pulling away from. However, this means we'll no longer get a third season taking place entirely in the Age of Apocalypse timeline. The third arc is what the showrunner describes as his high 5-year plan for the show. DeMeo also shared a few insights into why this has likely led to season 2 rewrites, noting that he'd construct a season-long mystery of clues and foreshadowing that led to Onslaught. This person says, well, this makes sense considering they rewrote the plans for season 2 and the Marvel TV boss and said it would be a darker and more gritty. He said, actually, my version was darker and gritty. The exact opposite is happening. They wanted it to be more kid-friendly and focus more on the school when I wanted to take the X-Men into space and AOA. They're doing damage control. I don't think he's not lying, because we've seen this. We've seen this since phases 4 and 5. In phases 4 and 5, there were things we wanted to see with certain characters, but Marvel decided to play it safe and do this kitty ass shit that they did with the characters. There's no way Moon Knight, and I'm not the biggest Moon Knight fan, but one of my old co-hosts, Trey, was a huge Moon Knight fan. The first comic that he was introduced to was Moon Knight, so he's a massive Moon Knight fan. He could give you all the Moon Knight TLDR stuff that you needed to know. Moon Knight was a massive disappointment. Massive disappointment. You're finally introducing a character like Moon Knight that you can come in and do the dark side of Marvel in, but you pulled back so heavy. Every time Moon Knight beat the shit out of someone, he blacked out. And then when the camera finally came back on, everybody was laid out on this. You pulled back. So I absolutely believe him when he's saying this shit. I absolutely believe him. They did Marvel at the time, and maybe still, weren't interested in hearing or doing anything that the fans actually wanted to see. This person said, and now it will be darker. He said, this is a lie. They felt my season 2 was too dark. This person, and then he said, apparently a story about fighting for a world that hates and fears you should be lighter fare. I tried reminding them that the OG series succeeded because it didn't pander to kids. I was ignored and undermined by the execs and directors. This person said it would make sense. He still knows people that work on the team and might be privy to some of the insider info. He said, then Bo says also, I was there, and this led to a massive split in creative when they blew up my 5-season plan with no notice due to politics. And then there's some other things going on and on and on that he's saying there. This one, though, this person says, thanks. I had initially pitched his psychic as something more physical. That if it's back in Magneto, then it can be anywhere else. This person, then Bo says, remember how Xavier says to Magneto at the top of 10, how these waters represents the anger and pain and care he's carried for all the years. My idea was Xavier was being infected all along, and 10 via osmosis, and deaf when you see them pulled under. So basically what he's saying is, which we all knew, because we all knew that the clues were hinting toward Onslaught, which we all knew from speculation and watching the 10 episodes that that's where they were going and things like that. So obviously that's now going to, from what he's saying, be erased, and they're going to go down a different route. And if that is something that they do, then shame on Marvel. And I say that simply because you have a story. You have a critically acclaimed show. Did that show not win Emmys? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it won Emmys. And here you are now about to change an Emmy-winning series that's supposed to follow up. The next season supposed to follow up the first season that gave you Emmys, the first season that gave you critically acclaimed comments on from several different avenues, whether it was people on Twitter, whether people on Rotten Tomatoes. There were people on Facebook. I told you, my Facebook friends aren't normally talking about what's going on in the MCU. People were talking about Xmen 97. So I'm not surprised that Marvel's shooting themselves in the foot. They've been shooting themselves in the foot since Endgame. So I'm not shocked at all. But, as always, questions for you guys. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys are thinking. Are you thinking that this next season is going to be absolutely ruined because they are now going in and going to, if we're thinking, we have to think about this too. This is the same people that tried to make us understand that backwards mind twisting mental gymnastics way, that because T'Challa was not, or because that was T'Chaka in the MC or in this show, that T'Challa was probably a kid, even though T'Chaka wouldn't be Pierce with Jubilee and Spider-Man, but was confirmed that, hey, that is the same Peter Parker. That Peter Parker is the same Peter Parker that did the whole Secret Wars thing and has cameoed in the X-Men and cameoed in the Fantastic Four, which is the same Fantastic Four that met T'Challa in their episode, which is the same T'Challa that was in the X-Men episode when he saw Magneto carrying off the mutants from Africa. But then you want to tell us with that same twisted, weird logic that you're about to do season 2, change shit, and if it's that logic, then fuck you. Keep it. So I believe, Bo, wholeheartedly. And again, if they are coming in with that fucking twisted logic, then you can understand that season 2 is going to be changed dramatically, and it's going to be that same weird ass logic where nothing makes sense. They're going to try to make it their own fucking thing. What I always call it, the great value version. It's going to be MCU botched. Let's see. Comments here. Raymond said, if Marvel is scrapping his story for this the X97 series, not only is this going to be a tragedy and it will end badly, he said, I packed the series moving. He said, I bet the series moving forward, or I packed the series moving forward. But I would also like to say a personal FU to Bo DeMeo, because while he is sick, he made some great art, making me want to get into the X-Men. No, like I said, it's great. There were people that were really, really enjoying it. It was X-Men was great, man. It really was. Jay said, it's like they don't want me to be happy. Why the fuck would they cancel Onslaught and Age of Apocalypse? I'm really getting tired of this. Yeah. Kevin said, Marvel Studios is going to make X97 more conservative and straight. Yeah. That is something I heard about X-Men 97 from a lot of different people, that it was a very horny show. It was a very adult sex driven show, and you saw that. We saw that in a lot of, but it was great. It was that was something that Bo just said. That was something that the 90s series didn't shy away from. They did not pander to children. It was not something that was like, oh, this is a kid show. And you go back and you watch the writers Larry Houston talk about that. They always said that was never going to be pandering to the children. So it's a great show. And you lose that aspect when you start to, like he just said, trying to make it what they want to make it. Neri said, Emma and Logan, what the fuck? Yep, that's what they wanted to do, I guess. Uncle Ben said, Bo also addressed the T'Challa change. Yes, that is the video I'm doing with where I'm mentioning Storm shit, that's in there too. So I can elaborate on it a little better than I did in that live stream. Let's see. D Stizzle said Age of Apocalypse Onslaught is too much comic flavor for Feige. Yeah. Like I said, they don't like it. Brother Stark said, in this Marvel and Bo war, I'm neutral as hell. I ain't rocking with either one. And I feel like that's a lot of people at this point. Bo is getting, and I talk about this in the video, Bo is getting online and pretending like the last 4 months 4 months ago when he talked about this stuff, or when he got called a meme, or when he got called out for using Storm as a mamie or cheerleader. All the things he was saying then, the reason he even left Twitter was for the Sunspot arguments. If you remember, he got called a race traitor and all those kind of things, and everything he was saying, he's now reneging on that, as if people don't have screenshots of what he said when all this shit initially happened. Now you're changing your tune because, like I said in the live stream, Bo is black when he wants to be black. He is now using that blackness and trying to say, I need you guys to see that they were treating me bad in here. Which I have no doubt that they weren't. that they were. But you didn't say that shit. Not you. He could have still said that. He could have still said, "Oh, I was getting treated this way or one way or whatever." You didn't have to say by who, but you could have said this, and you didn't even. And not only that, not only that, we can go further back than just the arguments he was having with fans on Twitter about Sunspot. You allowed that shit. You wrote that shit. Not just about Sunspot. You took away the whole reason Sunspot even got his powers. You completely erased basically the black side of Sunspot for you to just and then you wanted to put in that one quote, as a black man, I wanted to do this. That's why I said fuck you and I was that black man quote. Because as a black man, you sat there and allowed that shit. You sat there and allowed what they did with Storm. You sat there in rooms, even though he says he was fighting for Storm's color, and obviously she got the color that she wanted to get in this series. There were still too many things that Bo allowed. And I just find it quite convenient and funny that he wants to call on his blackness now that he's backed into a corner. No, brother, that just doesn't work for me. So I feel you, Brother Stark, when you say that same shit. He says, let's see. D Sizzle said, LOL, Emma and Logan and Bo's psychic fling with Scott and Madeline was stolen from Emma's story. Fast forward past that to Chaka. Tomfoolery, and the show is an 8.5/10 for me, but Bo still has some weird story ideas. Can agree. Brother Stark said the first Wonder Woman movie and Jessica Jones' first season are woman-led and absolutely fantastic. Yeah, that's why I said people only use that argument because it's like I don't have any other argument to use, so I'm just going to use the typical misogynistic argument. No, there are dope female heroes. But when you come in and you try to like do this weird agenda with them, no one wants to see that shit. No one wants to see it. Let's see. Xavier said X97 lost to Blue Eye Samurai. Blue Eye Samurai was great. That's not what Xavier said. D Stizzle said that. Blue Eye Samurai was great. I'm ready for season 2. But Xavier said if they manage to mess up an Emmy award-winning show, they just need to stop with TV stuff. Jay said, it's like Hollywood is killing my love for comics and films because I'm getting sick and tired of them doing their own thing. And then Bird also said, it makes no sense. Marvel can't get out of their own way. That's the problem. That's the problem. Black Claw said, Feige went from sneaking comics on set of the Xmen movies to thinking he's too good for comics. So that's a good example. Antonio Film said, I don't know about Bo DeMayo because he said 3 months ago on the Diabolical Souls podcast, T'Chaka was a Marvel decision and out of his hands. Now he didn't want to, and how he didn't want to use T'Challa. Yeah, he just talked about that recently. Yeah, he talked about it. How he thought that humanity over continuity and it was just too soon and this and that. And again, I'm assuming we've been through all that, but yeah. Neri said, now y'all know I'm Team Bo, but I get you guys' concerns. Xavier said, I'm giving side eye to Bo and all of them. No one at Marvel has proven they care all that much about black characters. Not at all. And then Brother Stark said, Bo thinks about gay people before black people. And when he lost his job, he pulled a Kamala, I'm black, y'all. Yeah. That's yes. It's the now let me use my black card. Now I'm gonna say things like, as a black man, I felt this way, but as a black man, you didn't feel that way when you allowed it. That's why I'm just like, it's that I'm black when I want to be. I'm black when I want to be. All right. We'll move here to the final two things, and they're just trailers. The final two things we're going to move to are going to be, let's do the Thunderbolts trailer first. As you guys know, originally the Thunderbolts trailer was something that was on, or the Thunderbolts was something that was on my most anticipated list. I was really ready for the Thunderbolts. However, with a lot of things that came on about the Thunderbolts, and we had heard this was going to happen and that was going to happen, not just from the rumors for the Thunderbolts, but just the MCU itself, the lackluster shows and movies that I was watching diminished my excitement for the Thunderbolts, not because of superhero fatigue, just because I was like, oh, Marvel's going to probably fuck this up too. And not only that, when the team was announced who was going to be on the team, it definitely was not what a lot of us thought. A lot of us were theorizing that the team was going to be a lot different than the team that was revealed. However, I will say this. I have seen the trailer. We're going to watch it again, obviously, but I was pleasantly surprised. I really was. As I told you when we've talked about Thunderbolts before, Thunderbolts never needed to come in and do. I look at the Thunderbolts the same way I looked at Deadpool and Wolverine. I didn't need Deadpool and Wolverine to expand the multiverse. I don't need Thunderbolts to come in and expand the multiverse or expand anything like that for me in the MCU. I just need to go in there and have fun at this point. And that's exactly what this trailer looks like. This trailer looks like it's just going to be a damn good time. It's going to be us seeing some new characters, some characters that we haven't seen in the MCU before, and some characters that we've been on journeys within the MCU already, and bring them all together. So it should be a fun time. And like I said, the trailer seemed fun, and I think that it's going to be aggressively okay. I'm not expecting, just like with Agatha, I'm being honest with you. I'm pleasantly surprised with Agatha right now. I'm ready to go watch season 3, episode 3. Even though we've heard, and I'm going to be the judge of this for myself, that episodes 3 and 4 are the two of the 4 episodes that people got to see that aren't the best of the 4. So we'll see. We'll judge that. But like I said, this looks like it's going to be fun. So we'll go ahead and check this out and get ready to see this when it does drop. Oh shit, y'all can't hear this shit. How the fuck do you fix this? How the fuck? Because I don't think you guys are going to be able to hear this. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Yes, you guys can't hear it. Fuck. Oh, that makes me mad. And I meant to try to figure this out before the stream. I just forgot. Fuck. I want you guys to hear this. That really sucks. That really sucks. Okay. Well, and I'm not going to pretend that I even know how to go in and fix that, because I don't. Like at all. I'm the worst person to ask to how to do any of this shit. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. It should be on there. I don't know why it's not. Henry has told me how to fix this, I thought, before. Maybe he has. I don't know. And I think Henry puts my phone number on do not disturb or on like ignore after a certain time of night. So I have no idea. I have no, not OBS. I know how to fix it if I was on OBS. That's the problem. I'm on StreamYards, and I should have done through OBS. So yeah. But anyway, the trailer. So I'll talk over this while it's going though. But the trailer. So obviously we've gotten this. Everybody has seen this trailer by now, I'm sure. So getting to see Red Guardian talking to Yelena, which is the rumors that we've all seen, and with the plot or the synopsis of the plot that came out before the trailer even dropped, when they showed this trailer at D23, and it kind of leaked. It's going to be Val is going to trick the Thunderbolts into going to handle a problem for her. And the problem, of course, is the super soldier that she created that is going to be Sentry. And she is going to lose control of Sentry. She can't control it, obviously. So she sends the Thunderbolts in to handle Bob. They go in to handle Bob, which I think the asterisks next to the Thunderbolts, I do agree with everyone else. I think it is going to be the Dark Avengers. I think that is what we are headed toward. A lot of the scoopers, like Geeky Cast and some of the others, are also thinking the exact same thing, that this is going to be the Dark Avengers, that the asterisk is going to be revealed as. I thought the scene was pretty cool too. I do like the upgrade on Ghost. and on I'm sorry, not Ghost, on Taskmaster. I can't tell if I like the Ghost costume or not. I just don't know what that is. But the Taskmaster mask is better this time around. Obviously, there's Sentry. You got Bob there. And then you've got U.S. Agent. You've got Red Guardian. You've got Yelena to make up the Thunderbolts. And obviously, Bucky is going to be the leader of the Thunderbolts. We thought it was going to be Yelena, but I guess they've switched that up and moved it to Bucky, which is, of course, the better decision. It always should have been Bucky. So yeah, this looks like it's going to be fun. It really does. It doesn't, again, I have no expectations for Thunderbolts. I'm not expecting Thunderbolts to have some crazy mind-blowing reveal like, oh God, this is drastically going to change the MCU and what does this mean for the future? No, this is going to be an aggressively okay movie that you're going to have fun in. I don't think it's going to break records, or I don't think people are, you're not going to hear, oh, the Thunderbolts just did this in the opening weekend, or it just did so many. I don't think that at all. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun for sure. Seeing Bucky, come out and actually be the Winter Soldier, like that's cool too. That right there, that's our first look, if anything, at Sentry. That is Sentry's, obviously, that is Bob, which Louis Pullman just did an interview recently talking about how what we see in the trailers is only obviously just him in the rags and things like that. But there are a few shots of him putting on the suit and obviously just the bucket, and then we see him with the boots and everything like that. But I think once we actually see him in the full Sentry suit, that logo right there looks like it's going to be pretty dope. So he has recently talked about that. That's the boots there. I hope they really do justice with the cape and everything, and like really, really do that suit. And obviously, that's again Val setting the group up. So I'm excited for the Thunderbolts. Doesn't look like it's going to be bad at all. Where I was not looking forward to this, I really am. So yeah, looks like it's going to be a good time. When does this come out? Is it in February? Yeah, no, Bucky's tough. Bucky's tough. May of 2025. So we got a year, but it does come out in May 2025. So yeah, like D Sizzle said, not one original Thunderbolts member on this team. That is, I mean, I'm telling you, when it first dropped, damn, they went to that quick. When it first dropped, that was a lot of our thinking. Like, this is the team. That's not the team that I had in mind at all. I'm really mad about the sound. I wanted to watch that with you guys, but no, I'm like I said, I'm excited for it because it's like just gonna be fun. That's it. It's just gonna be fun. I have no theories, nor do I care. That's that, and I think that's the releasing thing about going into a movie like this, because I'm saving all of that expectation, all of that you better, all that's being saved for February with Captain America 4. That's my expectation film. Even though I feel like it's the expectations are going to fail, that's my expectation film. And that should be the Marvel expectation film. Thunderbolts, no. Just get you a fucking... Take your Venom popcorn bucket from Venom Last Dance and go have a damn good time at the Thunderbolts. Like, there's no expectation. There's no theories. There's no, don't fuck it up with any of that. Just go have fun. That's all Thunderbolts needs to be. Go have fucking fun. Now, I'm sure there's going to be shit that's going to twist and twine into the overall story of the MCU, maybe. I don't know about the multiversal shit, but the overall story of maybe ground level shit in the MCU, I don't know. But I'm not going in there like, this is that, and this is what the scoopers were. No. Just a good time. That's all. Let's see. Josiah Allen said, I'm feeling Thunderbolts for real. Yeah, again, where I was not, I am. The trailer did it, honestly. But see, that's the thing. The trailer did it. The Captain America trailer, how some of you said you felt the Winter Soldier vibes. I did not at all. Brother Stark said, Marvel tries so hard for us to like characters that we never really asked for. The trailer looks interesting, but we wanted Zemo and Abomination. Boom. Why Zemo and Abomination are not a part of Thunderbolts, I will never fucking know. I'll never know. This was not my roster. It was not my roster. I was like, I thought Thunderbolts was going to be tough. I really did. I was like, oh yeah. That's why, like, when we saw Abomination and Shang-Chi trailer. I was like, oh yeah, they're setting him up. He's gonna no, I was wrong. D Stizzle said, where's Songbird, Moonstone? Yeah, no, none of them. Those people aren't even in the MCU. So Bird said, Bucky and the Leftovers. I like Yelena a lot. Ghost costume looks a lot better, but it's still Ghost. Taskmaster being a woman is whack, and John is lame. It's still Ghost. That's funny. Yeah, because it's still Ghost. It's like, oh, okay. Ghost's costume reminds me of something from a different franchise. I don't know what movie it is, though. Something not, no, it looks weird. Stamina said, Josiah Allen said the team is going to change eventually too. Stamina said, when you've got a fencing lesson at 3 in the morning or 3 a.m., but being a superhero at 4 p.m., new ghost headgear. Josiah said, they're not going to be taking down Sentry. Yeah, no, they're not going to be taking down Sentry. He's the scapegoat villain. He's too powerful for them. No, of course not. There's still a void, of course, they're going to have to deal with and everything like that. So no, Sentry is going to be the problem for probably maybe like a scene or two, but the overall villain, no, that's going to be Val. Now, I think, are they going to have to fight Bob? Hell yeah. Is Val probably going to have some type of control over Bob, seeing as she helped facilitate his creation? Probably. But we'll see. Who knows? I don't know. Brother Stark said everybody on this team is either Russian, a super soldier, or a former villain, a Shield/Hydra assassin, misunderstood, or white. Xavier said, I just worry they will drop the ball with Sentry. Oh, don't worry. They are going to drop the ball with Sentry. From what we know from rumors, they're treating the Void as if it's like the fucking Upside Down from Stranger Things. So, no, they are going to drop the ball with Sentry. You have first. This is like one of the many characters in Marvel that is a spin-off of a great value version of Kal-El, and Sentry is one of them. And you have this character that is strong as shit. It took the Sentry turning into the Void to stop Hulk. It took the Sentry one to even stop Hulk when Hulk came back and was fucking everybody up in World War Hulk. You have that character going up against the Thunderbolts in that version of the Thunderbolts. Yeah, so no, he's going to be massively depowered and massively disappointing. So just when does that come out? In May? You have a year to prep yourself for that shit. Bird said Sentry should wash this team expedition. He should. I've said that every time we talk about Thunderbolts. What are they doing with Sentry? What the fuck is this team doing with Sentry? Zen said, I hope Zemo pops up. I hope so too, but from everything we've heard, he is nowhere near this. Stamina said, Red Guardian is in a different movie to everyone else. The buffoonery is a bit one note. Raymond also said Sentry is gonna be severely underpowered. Yep. D Stizzle said this is their summer blockbuster. Yep, that's their summer blockbuster. Xavier said Sentry wouldn't even drop a sweat taking this team out. Raymond said this might be a good thing. Brother Stark said the problem is Marvel kills their villains or gives them a redemption arc. So Thunderbolts had to have a team, the team it is. A filler movie. Yeah, I guess. And that is true too. They do always kill the villain or have some type of redemption arc or something like that. Raymond's laughing at Bucky and the Leftovers. Yeah, no, that shit was funny. D Sizzle said, I remember Comic Suicide went up against Zod, and that was weird. Suicide Squad. Real Anarchy said, Ghost costume looks like the character from Metal Gear. I don't think I've seen that, but let me see if that's like what I'm thinking. Oh, I know that game. I definitely played that game. I've seen this game, but damn, it's not. I'm still thinking something else. What the fuck am I thinking? No, I'm thinking something else. Something else that the costume looks like. Let's see. Katrina Richards said Hydra lives in the MCU. Jabari said the problem is Bucky's hair. Not Again 90 said, I just want to know what Sentry's role is in the film and going forward. I'm afraid of the MCU handling powerful characters after seeing the High Evolutionary and Adam Warlock. Very true. Zen said Ghost looks like a Jabberwocky. I think that, no, that's not it. But I can see that. That's not the one I'm thinking of, though. Right. Well, and then Sinners, of course. That's the last thing. Sinners came out. The trailer for Sinners dropped. And I know a lot of people were saying that, you can't, a lot of you don't want to support it or don't care to go to pay attention to it because of Ryan Coogler messing up Black Panther. And I understand that. I even said that when we first heard that he was doing a vampire-esque movie, something outside of the MCU again. I was like, I just don't know if I can get behind it because, it's Ryan Coogler. But at the end of the day, there are other people attached to this that I do like Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, and others. And a good vampire movie. And the trailer that they gave does look really good too. It looks really good. So I am actually, this is on my list of things that I do want to see. It's something I do want to see. And since Marvel has failed to give us a vampire film in Blade, and this was announced last year, we learned about this. Was it last year? No, over the summer, I want to say. That's when I learned about it. I don't know when everybody else learned about it. I learned about it, I want to say, over the summer. And it's out, and we've already got a trailer for it. We learned about fucking Mahershala Ali as Blade in 2019. They still don't have shit for it. So I'm looking forward to this. But this on Collider says, what is Sinners about? And this is just from Ryan Coogler. It's from Ryan Coogler, director of Black Panther and Creed, and starring Michael B. Jordan. Comes a new vision of fear, Sinners. He says, trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers Jordan return to their hometown to start again, only to discover. So is Michael B. Jordan playing two characters, or is this the twin brother? I didn't know that. I couldn't figure that out from the trailer. And it says, return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is awaiting to welcome them back. You keep dancing with the devil. One day he's going to follow you home. I like that quote. I remember that from the trailer. Dope trailer, bro. Dope trailer. I know, again, a lot of y'all, sometimes y'all just be too miserable. Sometimes you just got to be like, hey, I don't like this brother like that, but this still looks like it's going to be a good film. There's other people I support in it. Yeah, stone him for the shit he did to Black Panther. Stone him for some of the other shit, the other, themes he likes to play on in the films. But this does look like it's going to be good. It looks like it's going to be good. Again, I couldn't tell. Is he playing two people, or is this the twin brother, or is this just someone that he knows within it? And is Haley Steinfeld one of the vampires? And I'm assuming from the poster he is playing two people. I don't know. I'm interested though. It has my, like this scene too, when he was like, open the door at the end of the trailer. That was, looks like it's gonna be good. Looks like it's gonna be good. So I'm here for it. Stamina said he is playing both. Okay. Yeah, so I'm here for it. Does look like it's going to be good. I could have just let this play, I guess, while I'm saying, because you can't hear it. Yeah, you can't hear it. But, and with this being a WB thing, I don't know if I can react to this shit. They might throw rocks. Yeah, no, this. You guys need to be able to hear it, but this looks like it's going to be good. So I'm excited for this. I really am. Like this scene right here in the church. Yeah, he's got those vampire marks. I was like, just looks like it's going to be good. This looks like it's going to be good. Like a suspenseful, action-packed, borderline thriller. Nothing to make you piss your pants about, but it should look like it's going to be a good movie. Not Again 90 said, black hero killing vampires. You got my money. Stamina says cinematography looks sharp. Credit where it's due. That's my thing that I always say. I have to give credit where credit is due. I might have my issues with Coogler. Like this closing sequence for the trailer was fire. It really was. So this closing, like with the sound, the music, dude banging on the door, the bangs getting faster and faster. Let me in, let me in. Like, bro, looks good. Looks good. Now, I don't know what he's doing with that gun, unless things with vampires, to my knowledge, has changed. He's not killing any vampires with that gun. I don't think that's not how that works. I've seen a lot of vampire movies, and I don't think that's how you kill them. Looks like a good one though. I'm ready for it. Ew, why is that on there? But it looks like it is going to be good. So I'm definitely ready to see that one. Like Kevin said, no matter what decision Marvel Studios goes with Black Panther, Wakanda Forever is never going to be the same, recast T'Challa or not. Yeah. Real Anarchy said this is a scene where he's hugging his brother, and it looks like him playing two characters. The trailer gave Lovecraft vibes. That's true. I can see that. Yeah, definitely Lovecraft vibes. Pam Entertainment said he's playing two people. He hugs his twin. So where does he hug the twin? Did I miss that? Is it like at the beginning or end of the trailer, middle of the trailer? Here? Oh, here. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, I saw that in the trailer, but that really didn't look like Michael B. Okay. Yeah, I see. Let's see. Xavier said, I have to admit, I am interested in watching Struggle Vampires. They cut a great trailer. They did. They did. They really did cut a great trailer. But like I said, I know a lot of people on Twitter are just not feeling it because it's Ryan, because it's Ryan Coogler. And again, I understand that. I do. But at the same time, if he's given something good, bro, and this does look good, now I'm sure there will be obviously some type of struggle story. Maybe the parents are dead or something. I don't know. But yeah, no, it looks good. I'm ready for it. I am. Okay. One of the last things, I really wasn't even gonna go into this, but I will. Get back to Twitter real quick. Yeah, that Spider-Man 4 shit is about to be very different. Very different. Boom, boom, boom. There's a Diddy-mentary coming out on Netflix. The one I was telling you guys about. The one that 50 Cent and the guys over at... Actually, I don't know if 50 Cent and theirs are the same. The people that did Quiet on Set about the sick shit that was going on over at Nickelodeon, they are doing one about Diddy, but 50 Cent, as we all know, he's been talking about this for a while, is doing one on Diddy too. And that is supposed to be dropping on Netflix, and it will focus on Diddy's charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, plus sexual assault and violent abuse allegations. His son, Christian, has recently just been, or which one? Not Christian. Is it Christian? Which one's the dark one that looks just like him? King. Is that his name? King Combs, I think. He's actually been charged too. There is a woman that has come forward and said that not charged in the same way as Diddy's been charged in like these freak offs and things like that. Apparently, and these are her words, and of course, more and more victims are going to come forward, especially when they feel more comfortable in seeing that, hey, my pain is valid. The things that I've been going through is valid. The shit that I actually got that happened to me, even though it was years ago, because they're treating these people with respect, it's actually valid. So this woman has come forward, and she is. There's a recording of her talking about how she has been mistreated, how it's been hard for her to, escape the pain and heal these wounds, even when she thinks she's escaped, the torment of the feelings and things like that. It reopens the wounds and things like that, blah, 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 all those things, But she was just talking about how Diddy facilitated and organized the assault and rape on her, basically, of that King did. I guess this happened on a yacht. There was not a lot of people around. It was just something that he organized, and then King came in and did what I guess needed to be done, or what they wanted to do to this young lady. And now she is speaking out. And this is just, again, multiple people that have come forward and said that P. Diddy, or something in relation to, it's Christian, thank you, Raymond, or something in relation to Diddy. I couldn't remember if it was that one, or is it Christian? I thought it was King. Or is that his name? It's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Hold on. Unless Christian was there, then he got in it too. Yeah. Hold on. Because I had just saw that today from... Hold on. Who did this video? Oh, Trey. Okay, let me switch real quick. Get to my account. These pictures they be using of this fool are diabolical. Oh, that's funny. Okay, this one, yeah, with King. Okay, so yeah, Christian's involved as well. So was it all the brothers, all the kids? I'll have to watch that again and look at it. Yeah, no, like D Sizzle said, Diddy's done. He's done. It is very sad, like Bird said too. It is sad. And it's crazy too, the stuff even with Kim. I'll be sure Gray had sent me something today, which I had known about this before, because this is not the first time I'll be sure has discussed the things that he thought has happened with Kim, or discussed how trifling or dangerous he believes Diddy is. He's even said that there are certain things he doesn't want to say out of fear for his own life and things like that. So a lot of people, the silence is very clear too, with the amount of people that are in league with Diddy, Sean Combs, that aren't coming forward. So many, and like Xavier said, so many lives wrapped up in this mess. But that's where the racketeering and the RICO conspiracy comes in. That's that organized crime shit, having so many people, and even the innocent people like Kim, who lost her life, and like they said, to pneumonia. Let Al be sure tell it, nah, it was murder, and that was on Diddy's part. And there's a whole book on that, so it's just, there's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, you got the stuff with Justin, you've got the stuff, and if that shit is true, as I said the last time, there's the theories that everybody has. There's the speculation that people have, and I don't want to say, and I'm not saying I don't have those same speculations and theories too. Do I believe that Justin was mistreated? Do I believe that Justin had hands put on him? Do I believe that Justin was involved in some nefarious, weird ass shit at 15, 16, 17, early on in his career? Fuck yes, I do. Look at Justin now. When's the last time? Like, Justin's not even in the same position that Justin. If you would have asked me when that Bieber fever thing was huge, I would have never thought to myself, this is where Justin was going to be 15 years later, or anything like that, at all. He had the world in the palm of his hand. In the palm of his hand. But he went down. It was a downward spiral, because I was watching a video today, just of different people recounting different instances with Justin that they seen, from the time he entered into the business to where he is now, and things like that. Just some crazy, wild stories. There was one dude talking about at a Diddy party, Justin had some type of something. They said they don't think it was lean that he was off of. It was something much heavier, much stronger that he was off of. So dude stood in the mirror for like 30 minutes just staring at himself. Didn't say a word. People were trying to talk to him, and I said that was just some of the weird things he was doing that night. And that said that was a regular occurrence for him, just getting fucked up like that, having to have people carrying him around. And Justin himself has even talked about this, talked about how he was depressed, talked about how he was popping pills, talking about how he was doing this, partying with the wrong people, this and that. Obviously, I'm not saying that all that is on Diddy, I'm not saying, but if you look at the video, because I remember when that video came out of, when Diddy or Justin uploaded that video, that he was hanging out with Diddy for the 48 hours and this and that. At the time, that wasn't a weird video. It wasn't weird. At the time, it was just like, okay, so Diddy's hanging out with Justin, because we had seen, if you were around during that time, Justin was hanging out with everybody. Justin was hanging out with, because he was an extension of Usher, and because Usher was who Usher is in the business, he was an extension of that. Justin was getting passed around to so many different people, hanging out with so many different artists. So when he just started to hang out with Diddy, at the time, it wasn't weird. But now that these videos are resurfacing, and not just that video, so many other videos are resurfacing, it is shining a light on the weirdness, the especially with the allegations and things like that. You're seeing things that you weren't privy to before, the underlying tones and things like that. There's even the video of Justin. I don't know where he is, but it was during that time where Justin looked sick all the fucking time with his hair, looked like he just threw up and all that kind of shit. He looked terrible. Diddy pulled up on him, and Diddy's bodyguard was just been doing a lot of talking too. Said that he was tapping Bieber, trying to see if he had like wires or anything on him, and started whispering. And the video's there. He's whispering in his ear and all the time shit. Nobody's saying, telling to him no, but there's just so many different videos, so many different pieces of evidence, and that's just one individual. That's just Justin. We're not talking about the other individuals that are being linked to Diddy, that have not come forward, that have not said that they feel this, or they've been in these rooms or whatever. Now you got the niggas like Ray J, you got niggas like Dr. Umar, you got dumbass niggas like Lil Boosie and them coming forward talking about, like I talked about in the last stream, saying things like, well, I didn't know that just because you own that many dildos, or actually nobody said anything about the dildos. See, none of them niggas came forward about the dildos. Every single one of them had something to say about the baby oil or about all the women. Like Boosie's whole thing was rappers fly bitches out all the time, and it's not weird. But see, every single one of these ignorant motherfuckers are purposefully missing the underlining thing here. You can fly the bitches out, but when you fly the bitches out to sex traffic, when you fly the bitches out to abuse them, when you fly the bitches out to get them drugged, or when you fly the bitches out to do any nefarious ass shit, it's a crime. I don't give a fuck who you are. It's a crime. So for Boosie or Faison's dumbass or Ray J, for whatever reason, he was the voice that needed to be heard that day about the Diddy situation. For any of these people that are coming forward in defense, D.L. Hewley is the only one I've seen so far come forward and condemn Diddy. But any of the ones that are coming forward in defense of Diddy, those are the people you got to watch out for. Those are the people that names are on these lists that are probably being seen on the footage that the Southern District of New York has, as far as who's going in and out of these Diddy parties. Make no mistake, as I said, and as people are trying to make it seem like, oh, you can't have parties, you can't do this. No, you can do all that shit. Do it. The dildos they found, that's fine. I'm not pointing fingers at Sean Combs saying, oh, nigga, you had 1,000. He can have all the dildos he wants to have. It's when you're using those dildos, and when you're using that baby oil, and when you're using everything else from the various ass fucking criminal racketeering, RICO conspiracy, all that shit, nigga, that's when it's a problem. That's when it's a problem. So yes, he is completely done. And again, Justin's just one name. Cassie's come forward. Little Rod has come forward. Little Rod came forward and talked about how, what's his name? Cuba Gooding Jr. was in there, rubbing all on Little Rod, kissing all on his ear. How Diddy would try to hook Little Rod up and hook not just Little Rod, but other people involved. How he would coerce people. How he would threaten certain people. I gave you this. I can take this away from you. They've got these messages. They've got the stacked evidence on Diddy. So no, he's not going to jail for having sex at a party. He's not going to jail for doing drugs in his home or anything like. He's going to jail for sex trafficking. That's where he is now. He's going to jail for racketeering. He's going to jail for coercion. He's going to jail for drug smuggling. He's going to jail for importing sex workers for prostitution. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And again, for the people that have not come forward, their names, I'm sure, are going to be drug into this too. The ones that are innocent and the ones that are just as guilty as he is. Cat Williams called it at the top of the year. He said this would be the year that you were going to actually see what's going on in Hollywood. Not that most of us didn't already know this shit. Not that most of us weren't already privy to the weirdo shit going on in Hollywood. But yeah, so no. The Diddy-mentary is coming. Denied bail twice, yeah. Bird said Faison Buddy was cooked when Cat exposed him on Shannon. Yeah. But see, Faison got on there and was talking about how it's just, I didn't know it was weird I didn't know it was a crime to be freaky. And to me, that's just such a weird thing to go on a live stream and say. Like, you said that in front of thousands of people. And as I said the night that we streamed and I played the video and things like that, I really still feel the same way. It's that Billy Madison movie. We are all, everyone in this room, everyone under the sound of my voice, everyone that just listened to what you just said, we're all now dumber for having listened to it. We're all now much dumber for having listened to what the fuck you just said. Because what you just said made absolutely no sense. No sense at all. If you think, that means that Faison sat there and thought about that before you picked up your phone and clicked record. You had to first think about what you were going to say. Or maybe he just freeballed that shit. Maybe he just got on live and was like, I didn't know that was a crime. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Not Again 90 said there's videos on YouTube floating around of Justin Bieber tweaking out around fans. Makes sense looking back with everything going on now. He'd probably witnessed and experienced a lot. Yeah. Zen said, yeah, the Nickelodeon documentary stuff is weird now. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's very strange. Bird said it was a wrap when that Cassie video dropped. For real diabolical. Yeah, that's the thing too. And it's so funny to me when you look, that's why I brought this up, and I'm not going to go on this. This is the last thing I'm saying on this, because I'm done. Got other things I got to get done today before the night is over. But that's another thing. Every single one of these guys are saying like, talking about the baby oil and talking about how they didn't know it was a crime to be freaky or a crime to fly out women to your home. None of them, Faison did, but he glossed over it as if it was just a footnote in a story. He said, yeah, the hitting Cassie thing. As if that's not one of the biggest things. That was one of the biggest things. If you listen to the Southern District of New York discuss it, that was one of the biggest things that led them to wanting to get this man, because we all witnessed that horrific video of him beating the dog shit out of Cassie in an elevator or in the hallway at the hotel. And then tried to bribe the security guards and tell them to even though he's got his way, even though the video still came out, he got his way though. He coerced and got his way to where the video was in his hands, but not enough in his hands to where it still didn't, get out. So yeah, for a lot of people, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. That was the straw that broke. And how many other people? That's how you got to believe. You got to believe some of the stuff that Cassie's saying, that little Rod is saying, that the other victims have come forward and said. If we watched that video of him beating the shit out of Cassie. You've heard little Rod said he was putting his hands on other people. He's putting his hands on little Rod, putting his hands on. So you have to think how many other people is he really? I mean, and you might be thinking to yourself, why are you letting him? When you are in a business like that, when you are trying to, and maybe that's not everybody. Not everybody is in that. Not every single one of us is in that boat to where we would do any and everything to, whatever, make our dreams come true. But some people are in that position. Some people, especially when it comes to money, if you're in a position where you need the help and you need the money, and you got somebody like P. Diddy that can come up and he's giving you all this, I can shower you with this and I can shower you with that. But at the same time, I now own you. Well, I've given you. most people aren't going to be willing to just give up that or whatever. I mean, and that's why a lot of people stay. That's why, I mean, it's another conversation. That's why a lot of the victims, when it comes to domestic violence and things like that, stay. It's how can I live without this person, or how can I've been doing this so long with this person? How am I now going to go and live my life with, So it's a lot. It's a lot. So if there's more to it than just like, oh, well, why didn't you leave? Well, you could. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. So this whole Diddy thing, I'm just ready for more names to come out. That's what I'm ready for. I'm ready for more names to come out, and I'm ready to see exactly where this goes. But yeah, 8 months ago, Club Shay Shay, Cat Williams called it out. So, but obviously, like I told you guys, I'm gonna be covering this more so than I just did in that live stream. I want to do the individual videos over this too, because this is gonna be a long, drawn out deal. And I hope he gets the full extent of the law handed to him. I really do. But that is what I've got for you guys today. I do appreciate every single one of you hanging out with, excuse me, I have the hiccups, hanging out with me tonight. I have got to get going because I've got to eat my food and then get some other shit done tonight that I got to get done. I'm live tomorrow here with Chill and Marcus. Hopefully we can do those trailers then on Chill's end, because he'll probably be able to pull those trailers up and have the sound way better than I'm illiterate when it comes to this, so I can't help. But I'm live tomorrow here. I think it's 8:30 Central Standard Time. We are going to be talking about, I'm not really sure exactly what the topics are going to be. They send those topics to me throughout the day. So we'll be watching, I'm sure, the Sinners trailer, going over it, probably Thunderbolts, so we can actually hear it again, and then some other things. So if you would like to join the Pantheon stream, come hang out with us tomorrow. So that's where I will be. Again, I appreciate every single one of you being here tonight. Zen, appreciate it. Xavier, appreciate it. Brother Stark, appreciate you. Pam Entertainment, appreciate you. D Stizzle, Not Again 90, Bird, Antonio Films, Raymond. Who else am I missing? Stamina, Kevin. Let's see. Real Anarchy, appreciate you. Xavier. Jabari, I appreciate you being here. Katrina, I appreciate you being here. Jay, I appreciate you being here. Appreciate every single one of you hanging out with us. Josiah Allen, thank you. Anthony, thank you. All of you guys. Black Panther, I appreciate you being here as well. I don't think I saw your comment earlier, but I appreciate you being here too. Naries, thank you for being here. Every single one of you guys that join the stream and hang out with me, thank you. Black Claw, I saw your name as well. And Uncle Ben, thank you. So thank you guys. Like I said, I hope to see every single one of you that I named back here tomorrow. AJ, I see your name too. Thank you, Jedi Mike. Appreciate you as well. Seeing all you guys back here tomorrow so that you can hang out with us. Ty and Derpy Entertainment, you as well, and Groovy. Thank you guys all. So come hang out, like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I will see all of you guys in the very next video. Peace out. You guys take care.